Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, and today we are diving into a betrayal so intense, so emotionally devastating it doesn't just hurt, it lingers. Holden Novak's world didn't slowly fall apart, it detonated in a single unforgettable moment. What had been quietly brewing beneath the surface for weeks finally erupted when the truth about his secret affair with Audra Charles came crashing into the open. And the one person who paid the highest price, Claire Grace, the women who trusted him, the women who believed in him, the women who thought they were building something real, what started as subtle signs, missed calls, strange behavior, emotional distance, soon turned into a gut feeling Claire could no longer ignore. And when she followed that instinct, when she finally saw the truth with her own eyes, everything she thought she knew shattered beyond repair. The confrontation that followed wasn't just emotional, it was explosive, raw, and irreversible. Let's really sit in this moment for a second, because this wasn't just another betrayal. This was the kind that rewrites your entire reality. For weeks, maybe even longer, Claire had been sensing that something wasn't right. You know that feeling when everything looks fine on the outside, but deep down, his reassurances still felt warm. But his actions, they told a completely different story. Late nights started becoming normal. Conversations felt shorter, his attention divided, and Claire, trying to hold on to the version of Holden she believed in, kept pushing those doubts aside. Because when you love someone, you don't want to believe they are capable of hurting you like that. You fight against that thought even when it's starting you in the face. Meanwhile, Holden was living in two completely different worlds. With Claire, he had stability, comfort, a future that made sense. There was something grounded about their relationship, something real, but with Audra, it was different. It was unpredictable, intense, dangerous, the kind of connection that doesn't ask for permission. It just pulls you in, and that's exactly what happened. It started small, a conversation that lasted a little too long, a long that lingered a little too much, a moment that should have ended, but didn't. And once that line was crossed, there was no going back. Audra wasn't someone who played by the rules. She didn't believe in boundaries the way others did. And Holden, he got caught up in the energy. He convinced himself it was harmless at first, that he could manage it, that he could help keep his life with Claire untouched while exploring something else on the side. But that's the thing about secrets, they don't stay hidden forever. And in a place like Genoa City, they don't even try. The night everything changed. Claire followed him. Just imagine that moment, her heart pounding, her thoughts racing, part of her hoping she was wrong. Desperately hoping she was wrong, because once you see that truth, you can't unsee it. And then there it was. Though, through that partially open door, the reality she had been avoiding hit her all at once. Holden, with Audra close, intimate, undeniable, there was no misunderstanding it, no explaining away, no room for doubt. That was the moment everything inside Claire broke. Not just her trust in Holden, but her belief in everything they had built together. Every memory, every promise, every plan for the future, it all felt like a lie. And when she walked in to confront them, it wasn't just anger speaking. It was heartbreak, pure, unfiltered heartbreak. Her voice shook, but it was strong. Because when you have been hurt like that, something inside you shifts. You stop protecting the other person and start demanding the truth. Holding tried to explain, of course he did. He scrambled for words, for reasons, for anything that could soften the blow. But what do you even say in that moment? It didn't mean anything. I didn't plan for this. I was confused. None of it matters, because the damage was already done. And Audra, she didn't back down, not even for a second. That's what made this even more intense. She didn't apologize, she didn't try to hide, she stood there owning part in it, refusing to be painted as the villain, and honestly, that just made everything more explosive. Because Claire wasn't just dealing with betrayal, she was facing someone who didn't even regret being part of it. The tension in that room, it must have been suffocating. Three people, three different perspectives, one irreversible moment, and Holden, he was stuck right in the middle, realizing far too late that he had destroyed the one thing that actually mattered. Claire's reaction wasn't just emotional, it was transformative. Because in that moment, she made a choice. She didn't beg, she didn't stay. She didn't try to fix something that was already broken beyond repair. She walked away, and that takes strength, real strength. Because it's not easy to live behind someone you love when even when they have hurt you. It's not easy to accept that future you imagine isn't real anymore. But Claire did it. She chose herself even while her heart was breaking, and Holden. That's when it hit him. The thrill, the excitement, the secrecy, it all vanished in an instant. What was left behind was something much heavier: regret, guilt, loss. Because in chasing someone temporary, he lost something real, and that realization it doesn't come with an easy fix. This moment didn't just affect the three of them, it sent shockwaves through everything connected to them. Trust completely shattered, and not just between Holder and Claire. Everyone around them starts questioning things. If Holden could lie like that, what else is he capable of? What else has been hidden? Reputations take a hit. Relationships get strained and suddenly everything feels unstable. But the real impact is internal. Holden now has to live with what he's done. And that's not something you can just move on from overnight. Because this wasn't a mistake. It was a choice, a series of choices, and now he has to face the version of himself that made them. Claire, on the other hand, is stepping into a completely different journey. Yes, she's heartbroken, yes, she's hurting, but there is also something powerful happening here. She's reclaiming herself, she is refusing to let this betrayal define her. And Audra, even though she remains unapologetic, there is no way she walks away from this untouched because chaos like this always leaves a mark, always. Honestly, I think Holden didn't just close Claire, he lost the best version of himself, and that kind of loss doesn't heal overnight. It lingers, it changes you. Honestly, I think Holden didn't just close Claire. He lost the best version of himself. And that kind of loss doesn't feel overnight. It lingers, it changes you. Because when someone chooses excitement over loyalty, even for a moment, it says something deeper, something uncomfortable, something real. And I don't think Holden has fully faced that yet. And Claire, she may be heartbroken now. But in a strange way, this betrayal might be the very thing that saves her. Because sometimes the truth doesn't just hurt, it frees you, slowly, painfully, but completely. But here's what I keep wondering. Was Audra really the cause of all this chaos, or just the spark that exposed what was already broken underneath? And more importantly, if Holden ever gets another chance at love, will he protect it or destroy it all over again? Looking ahead, I have a feeling this isn't over, not even close. Because regret as a way of pulling people back into situations they should have left behind. And if Holden tries to fix things, it could either lead to redemption or even bigger fall. So the real question is this the end of Holden's story or just the beginning of his consequences? If you left that moment, if you have ever seen trust break like this, stay with me because what comes next might be even more intense than what we just witnessed.